like, and subscribe. If you are a subscriber, then like and hit the bell because I have what you call a shadow channel. I mean, it's a channel that they try to hide. So you'll have to, so to see my videos, you have to hit that bell icon. And if you're not a subscriber, then subscribe. If you learn anything from the content, excuse me. So let me begin. What you witness in Niger, Africa, and what you witness in Montgomery, Alabama, the home of Martin Luther King, is spiritual warfare. What you seen were what's going on now is black men endowed with the spirits of our ancestors who were enslaved, beaten, and mistreated. The curse is over. It wasn't a curse anyway. It was karma. The karma is over. Restitution has been paid, and now it's time for some get back, and that's what we're witnessing. Let me begin with by talking about what happened in Niger. In Niger, as I said in previous video, they overthrew and kicked out of power the puppet that was installed by the puppet masters, the United States and France, where they've been kicked out. And then France said what? Oh, we're going to, if you touch anything of ours, they don't own anything over there. It's going to be war. Well, they touched it, and you gave them 5 days. 5 days is up. Now what? Well, what they tried to do is what puppet masters always do. They went and got a puppet in Nigeria to say that he was going to attack Niger if they don't reinstall his puppet buddy. But the president of Nigeria was told by the Senate, no, we ain't fighting that. No, we're not gonna fight no white man's fight. And to make a long story short, that's what they told him. Now France, okay, now you got to back up your own wolf ticket. France, you got to back up your own wolf ticket. And if you go into Niger, it's gonna be just like what happened on that dock in Montgomery, Alabama. That dock used to be a slave dock. Import, that's where they bought slaves in. You see, funny how that happened there, isn't it? One of the leading slave ports. That was the spirit of our ancestors. That was the spirit of our ancestors in the DNA and in the blood that's in my body. Now let me explain something else. What's getting ready to happen? Now the dominoes is falling. Senegal has said that they're going to open their borders and they're going to supply Niger. And other countries feel the exact same way. Now understand something. Niger don't need nothing from France. France needs Niger. France needs Niger. Niger doesn't need France for anything. So France said they were going to cut them off. Well, what's the big deal? They're still going to be poor anyway. They're still going to be a poor country whether France cuts them off or not. So what's going to happen? The United States cut Cuba off, and they happy doing their thing. And the United States is doing what? Sneaking in baseball players from Cuba. Cuba don't need the United States. The United States needs Cuba for baseball players if they're not since they block African Americans from playing the game. You see, We've never needed them. They need us. In the 1920s proved it. We had cities and towns. We were segregated, had our cities and towns. They got jealous and did what? Blew the government bombed the place, blew it up, and that should be tried. There should be an international court should try that. But unfortunately, the United States runs the United Nations. Everybody knows the United States runs the United Nations. That's why they never. That's why they didn't do anything about what Israel is doing to the Palestinians. That was horrible, and they got away with that. But now all of a sudden, everybody's but they let Israel do what they want to do to the Palestinians, but we're supposed to get upset about Russia attacking the Ukraine. That ain't happening. The United States started that anyway, and they are playing the Ukraine because all they're doing is testing Russia's defensive capabilities with Ukraine because Ukraine has been decimated. Ukraine looks like Greensboro after the United States looks like Greensboro after the United States bombed that. Greensboro is where Black Wall Street was. Where Ukraine looks like Greensboro now. It's flat. It's flat. I don't even know what they're fighting for. It's a done deal. But like I said, the United States is just testing Russia's capabilities. And there is nothing wrong with Russia's capabilities. Nothing. And the simple fact of the matter is, what I don't understand is, we put an embargo on Russia, but we get 50% of our Ukrainian from Russia. We get 50% of our Ukrainian from Russia. So what the heck kind of embargo is that? Because see, if they really wanted to get serious, all Russia got to do is cut off the uranium. There go computers. There go our missile systems and everything else. So I don't even know what this war is about. To me, it's a joke. But now, let's go back to Niger. The Wagner Group has already pledged their allegiance to defend Niger. France, where you at? Where you at? And see, Macron, the president of France, he's having his own problems because with black immigrants coming there, and they're complaining about it because the people are saying this: if you weren't taking all their minerals and resources, they wouldn't be a poor country, and they would not be trying to immigrate there. That's what the United States is pimping Mexico. United States pimps all of South America. That's why South America is poor, and that's why those immigrants want to leave there, and come here looking for good jobs. And it's hard for the United States to say to put up a fence and say don't come in when we're the reason why they're poor in the first place. If we paid them decent wages, they wouldn't want to leave their homes. They're leaving their homes because if they stay at their home, if they stay in their countries, they'll starve to death because of the United States. But guess what? We woke now. We woke now, and I'm trying to wake up other black people to the fact that we're getting ready to get our reparations. I'll say that this is 23, 20. We should get our reparations by 2025. The way I see it, we should get our reparations by 2025, no later than 2027. Because and I'm gonna be perfectly truthful with you. Everybody in the White House should be drug tested. They should all be drug tested. But and instead of running around trying to make war, they better worry about the weather. They better be worrying about the weather and making and get our emergency systems intact for floods, hurricanes, tornadoes, whatever, hailstorms the size of baseballs. They better be preparing for that instead of worrying about Ukraine and worrying about what's going on and trying to turn Africa into homosexualville. They need to worry about here. We have a problem with the weather. So why are we have a problem with the weather, and this idiot Biden gave over $34 billion to Ukraine in a losing war. We need that money here. Do you think that this is happening all over the world and we're going to be exempt? Stupid. Are those people in the White House and you white supremacists? You better go tell them to get out of Ukraine. Stop worrying about Africa because you all are going to be in trouble. Because when the weather hits, and it's already hit down, and you know it's going to happen because the water is over 100 degrees in Florida. And when that hot air mixes with that cool air coming down from Canada, we're gonna get a hurricane like we never seen before. All that stuff that we had a few years ago, that ain't nothing. Because I'm gonna tell you this: look at what's happening in China. Look at what's happening in China. I mean, and China lies about everything, and they probably done lost over a couple million people because of the flood. But China keeps everything hush hush. But this is spiritual warfare, and it's the spirit of our ancestors that were enslaved that are speaking up and coming to the rescue of their children. Yeah, our ancestors is coming to the rescue of their children. That's exactly what's happening. So, hey, check out the video of the best place to see the video of what happened in Montgomery, Alabama. Go to TYT. I'm gonna leave the link below for that video, and I'm gonna leave the link below so you can see some of the devastation that's going on in China. With that, like and subscribe. Catch you later.